Hey guys, X-Rated Gaming, and today we have the in-depth build guide to Deadeye. Alright, so starting off we have the M1A. On this, it's not overly huge, 41.3k base damage, little low, but it's good, the firearms doesn't affect it too much. I mean, if you wanted to pump out a super DPS build, adding 2000 firearms is actually only going to grant you, maybe 5k damage per bullet, which yes, I know is a lot, but to sacrifice all that sweet toughness and skill power, is it really worth it? I don't know, that's up to you. Anyway, kicking it off with the talents, we have Predatory, Accurate, and Deadly. Now, a lot of people may not think this, but for a Deadeye skill build, this is almost a gold roll. With the exception of Accurate, which I found to not be worth the extra firearms which I can put towards toughness or skill, I would probably roll that out for Competent. I mean, so if you get a Predatory Deadly, or vice versa, kind of sniper, Predatory Competent, Competent Deadly, and I would definitely recommend keeping that, and not overlooking it at all. Because as you would have seen in my previous videos, if you have seen them, I usually run around with no heal, or a first aid I should say. I usually use the smart cover and a pulse, so having Predatory definitely helps, and you would have seen a lot of me getting shot, going down, and then simply getting up, running away, and leaving the people in the background saying, what are you what are you doing? How did you do that? So yeah. But anyway, move it on. Alright. So we have the Deadeye chest piece. Now, as you can see here, it has a fairly high stamina roll at 750. Unfortunately, my stamina mods do have armor on them, which I do not need, but I'm pretty lazy and I don't farm enough, so for now this is what I'm using. But as you can see, it's a really gold roll on it, and big shout out to my mate Hyde for giving me this, because it actually came with 750 stamina, already had the high armor roll on it, already had health roll on it. It was just perfect, so I ended up actually rolling it for first aid, self heal, and that plays a big important role in the build at the moment. So yeah, big shout out to Hyde for helping me out with that. That is awesome. Now, moving on to the mask. Actually the first mask I got, but it's got a fairly decent firearms roll on there. Again, running a stamina mod. It's got decent skill power. Not the highest, but not far off the highest either. Enemy armor damage isn't too important because this is a PvP build. And again, first aid, ally heal. Now that's important again too, because at the moment I am running a heal and I haven't been running a pulse because people have been running concealed. So yeah. Now the Kneepads, 754 stamina. That's huge. That's a great roll for the stamina. Unfortunately, I lost out on crit hit damage on these Kneepads. These are new. I did hold off on making this build video because I wanted the best pieces. But yes, I lost out on crit hit damage for these new Kneepads, which are otherwise brilliant. I ended up rolling these for smart cover damage, resilience, which pretty much puts a max out on my smart cover now, which is a huge help. And my mate Chronic actually gave these to me as well, so huge shout out to Chronic. I love my mates, thanks a lot for their help. But yeah, obviously these aren't ideal, but they're close. I mean, you can get away with the armor and chuck crit hit damage on those, and again 20% crit hit damage, it does help a bit. I lost about 2k per bullet in a PvP context, so yeah. And as I said, these armor mods, they're not very helpful at all, so definitely get rid of those. Anyway, moving on to the backpack, moving on to Tactician. Alright, so Tactician, I'm rolling with an electronics. Now it's not bad. I think it's got about a 720, I think. Yes. Oh, there you go. Sorry, 700 electronics roll with an electronics mod, and it's got skill power rolled on that as well. So that puts us up to 50k. Skill power roll, again, not the highest, but not far off. Disrupt resistance, that's ordinary stuff. By no means are the skill attributes on this gold roll. You could have anything else, I guess. If you wanted to run a Deadeye sticky bomb build, skill build, I mean, yes, this would be fine, but it's not what I'm aiming for, but still. Now, yeah, also, I can swap out this mod and get 425k toughness, but unfortunately, again, it's not because it's armor on it. I'm mitigating the max armor, it's because there's stamina on it. So, I mean, if I can get some better stamina mods, maybe with health, maybe with skill power, I mean, this build could exceed even more. And I dare say, maybe, just maybe 450k toughness. But that's yet to be seen. But I truly believe it. I mean, because if one can give you 25k, then I guess if I replace 3, that would definitely be a big advantage. Tactician gloves. Alright, so electronics again. Obviously for that skill power, you want that. That's why I'm rocking the 2 tactician, obviously for that extra skill bonus as well. Marksman rifle damage, 42% crit hit damage and health on kill. Now again, these are semi-gold roll gloves besides the skill attribute, which again is bogus. You can definitely do better than that. But health on kill at the time was perfect for when I was running no heal. But again now, I don't even know if I'd change that. I don't know what I would change it to. Maybe damage to elites, but that's preference. But to me that helps a lot. 13% health on kill, because that's 13,000 health, you know. And when you're killing people, you're rocking on the smart cover. You're sitting in their face. You want to be able to keep healing consistently, you know, and absorbing as much damage as possible as well, tanking for your team while dishing damage. So yeah, and the holster. This isn't the greatest, but you know, it's pretty good. It'll do for now. But no. Alright, so moving on to the skills. As you can see, it's actually a really good heal. I mean, 100k, and that's usually when I'm running, not the pulse. So I do have the pulse on because I just recorded something right before this, which will be showing you in a moment. But yeah, 100k first aid heal for myself, for my allies. That's a huge bump. That's nearly my whole health. If I'm on my first bar and I use that, that's full overheal every time, which I can showcase as well coming up. The smart cover 74.5%. Now that's almost max, you know, that's so close. But it will be max, don't worry, it'll get there. As you can see, you know, it's pretty much maxed out. I got a 90% pulse also with this build. And as I said, you roll pulse, crit hit damage onto the holster or onto the gloves, and you got yourself a nice max pulse. So you can't really ask for much more than that. That's pretty much how we're looking at the moment. Alright, so moving on to the important stats, and I just let you be aware that unfortunately on the PS4 they haven't seemed to get this sorted out, but it's a little bit broken. So you can see the crit hit chance is 100%, but you'll see there's still headshot damage, and the optimal range weapon damage was 2000 because it's representing the PP19. But unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. I got no mods on the PP19, so my crit hit damage is 160. Is it 166%? You're missing 21% on the Kneepads. I need to stress that because 21% is a big deal. That actually caused me to lose 2000 damage per bullet in a PvP context. So that will put you up to 187% crit hit damage for a skill build. I mean, and for Deadeye, I mean, that's unreal. That's really great. Especially rocking that kind of toughness. You do damage, you take damage, all the good stuff. So yeah, that's a very important thing. So you can definitely push a lot of crit hit damage out of this build. I actually had someone tell me that, kind of sarcastically, that I only had 21% crit hit damage from Kneepads on this build, which obviously you can see is pretty stupid, I guess, in retrospect, because I'm rocking over 75% crit hit damage just from 2 weapon mods, which is the muzzle mod and the weapon magazine damage, or the weapon magazine, which has crit hit damage on it, and rate of fire also. So yeah, as you saw, mitigating well over the max armor. Health regen is 5000 per second when active, so that's pretty good again. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that covers all the basics, or all the important stuff that people would like to know anyway. So yeah, I'll get into some previews now of how the build goes in action. I'll start off with my mate Hyge and Ramp first with their sentry builds, letting them shoot me point blank, trying to kill me the best they can, and yeah, then after that, I will chuck in a little bit of a montage, I guess, and let you guys enjoy some proper PvP action where it's on.